There we go.
See, I even waited this time.
Thank you for me to sit down. Thank you.
I know. Wait for the guy to sit down before you.
Appreciate that.
What up? What up, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Y'all Want to Talk About It. Freddie B, Chad C, in the building. #bars. So it's been a long week, fellas. What's up with it?
It feels like it's been like 3 weeks.
It's been like 3 and 1. Yeah.
It has been a long week.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's the end of January, about to be young February.
It's crazy.
Which is interesting. Got Black History Month
What? That's right, I forgot.
or something like that.
Yeah.
The coldest month of the year. They was like, them Negroes can't barbecue. It was the cold. Look, we in Arizona in hoodies. Like, we supposed to be out by the pool and whatever. But anyway, I digress from that. And then you have what is called or considered Valentine's Day, which I'm not a fan of.
Me neither.
You're not?
No, I got no.
You're married though. You
Yeah,
have to be.
but-
No?
Oh, I got a story, but I.
You okay?
No, is that it? Or
We're
do
gonna
you
go.
the whole
Well,
thing
I'm
with contents
gonna-
first, or
yeah,
what?
Nah,
I don't know how
I
this
mean,
works now.
my thing was gonna lead into that. That's why I brought up Valentine's Day.
All right, keep going. Lead in. I'll take.
And here's another thing: it's Valentine's, because a lot of my friends will say Valentine's with an M.
Valentine's.
Oh yeah, I do it with an M too. I can't even lie.
It's a black thing.
Yeah, I got horrible English.
We have
My
Ebonics.
Ebonics is nice though.
We have Ebonics. It's a real thing. But anyway, so in the moment of Valentine's Day.
I'm gonna call it. I'm using that from now on.
Okay.
It just feels right.
I'm gonna type it in my phone. Wait, I'm
Because
gonna
see,
make my
it's
phone
the time
auto-correct.
of the Valen. It
That's
makes
right.
sense. We don't know what a time is,
Auto-correct.
but we know what times is. But I don't know how that came about. I feel like it's just a southern. My grandma from the south. I think that's what I heard say it first.
Valentine's.
Yeah. So, anyways, Kraft macaroni and cheese. You sent me this nonsense.
I think you sent it to me, but
Did
anyway,
I?
whatever. Yeah,
I think
whatever.
I did, didn't I?
Okay, well, whatever.
Somebody sent it to somebody, and they are going to introduce the candy mac and cheese for Valentine's Day.
It's pink and it's supposed to taste like candy.
So it has a candy flavored packet in it.
So
And this is what you're supposed to buy for your bae. To me, I feel like it probably is like a side chick thing that you like, you know, that's not something you get for your wife or your girl. Like,
Listen,
that's
man, if
some
I-
bottom feeder. It's pink.
right, if I show up with for my wife and go, "Hey, honey, I got you Kraft mac and cheese," I'm out. Right? I'm out. But here's what's funny about it. So you sent it to me, and I said, we're gonna get that for Isabella, my littlest one. Like, and then you go, would she eat that?
Yeah.
I'm like, I think she probably tried. So she was over at a friend's house last night, and you had sent me right before, and so I pulled up a picture. I'm like, look at this, and I'm showing it to her, and she's like, all right, I'll try it. And she's like, I'll have a bite. And one of her friends was like, that looks amazing. Where do we get that? Let's go to the store right now. And I was like, oh, you're a weird little kid. I didn't say that. No.
Like, I've been dreaming of this my whole life.
Exactly, but I didn't.
It looks like cotton candy.
I was surprised by the enthusiasm. But I think
Yeah.
maybe that's the target market. I think maybe 11-year-old girls might be the target market for this.
When I saw it, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Like, it's pink. Your macaroni and cheese that you know. And I used to eat Kraft macaroni right from the box. It's good. But pink though? But I know it's a money grab, and that's all that
Yeah, for
holidays
sure.
are anyway.
They just, yeah. We weren't even allowed to eat Kraft.
What you mean wasn't allowed?
We weren't allowed to eat Kraft macaroni and cheese growing up.
What you eat?
We had mac and cheese. You know what I'm saying?
Like the real layers.
Yeah.
The real.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Nah. I can't.
Candy.
Do
It
that.
even says candy.
It just looked too.
Yeah,
It looked too wrong. Like I can't do it.
In future reference, we're gonna have like a whole team, and someone will put this up on the screen at some point. I'm not doing all that. Love y'all, but
So wait, when you say you had to eat fancy macaroni and cheese.
My mom would go
Like
and
homemade.
get, like it was too mild and too sharp cheeses, and she boiled the noodles, cut it up, put it in there, and then she put cheese on top of it, and then bake it. And I mean, we eat
crispy edges. And stuff.
Hell yeah, for the whole week. Because I remember asking for Kraft. She was like, looked at me like I did the worst thing in life ever, bro. Like,
Well, you gotta be careful, right? Because I watched. Shout out to Black Blasphemy. There's a show on YouTube, and one of the guys on there said Kraft macaroni and cheese is better than homemade macaroni and cheese.
thinking of, I've actually never had Kraft macaroni and cheese. Now I'm trying to think about it.
Well, as soon as we're done filming, we're going in.
And you can have some glass noodles too, apparently. What?
You're gonna like the glass noodles.
I probably will. Some Thai food, right?
Okay, so for me growing up, oh, and by the way, in Canada, it's
Canada.
not called macaroni and cheese.
What do y'all call it?
Kraft dinner.
Cheese, eh?
Kraft dinner.
Craft dinner.
Kraft says, yeah, we call it KD. So, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but see, macaroni and cheese for you guys, that's like a staple, right? Like that's one of your things,
yeah,
right?
thanks.
So yeah, like black people don't mess around with their macaroni and cheese,
Nah,
right? Like
you'll get cut.
right? Yeah, like who gets to bring the macaroni and cheese to Thanksgiving dinner? That's like it's like an honor, right? Like, oh, your macaroni and cheese is so good, you get to be the one who makes the crap at Thanksgiving dinner, right? That's not we don't do macaroni and cheese at like fancy meals like
You're
that.
like, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like, and I didn't get anything else, and nobody went to the store, or I'm poor, or whatever. Like I'm a college kid, so we have.
So that's like
Kraft
your
dinner.
peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's survival.
Yep. Yep.
Nah, man, you can't play. You know what though? I don't even want to give him credit right now, but the close to my mama's mac and cheese, Larry.
Larry Can, shout out to Larry Smith.
Yeah,
Larry
bro.
Can, before I was a vegan, I watched him make it, and it was like a 6-hour thing. And I was like, he was like, yeah, come over, we gonna barbecue. I said, man, why is this macaroni taking so long? This dude keep opening the stove, adding more. Hey, shout out to Larry Smith. Yeah,
man.
You're right. Yo,
Fire, I
oh
promise
yeah.
you. My sister was mad at him because we was over there for a cookout. The cookout started probably like 1 p.m. and we didn't eat till midnight. But it was
Sound
fire.
about right. So Larry Ty, y'all think I can't count?
Bro, it was
Oh,
fire.
we know Larry can't count.
Yeah.
We're well aware.
He definitely could cook. I
Yeah, he
remember
could.
that. Yeah, it was worth the wait for sure.
All right.
All right, so moving on in life. I mean, this might be brief, but did you see my boy LaMelo Ball yesterday? Yeah, shout out to Melo. Hey, do you understand?
I'm just waiting. You said it was gonna be brief. I'm just gonna let you go.
27, 9, and 5, 80% from the field, off the bench
Against a good team.
against the Bucks, leading all rookies. You want me to keep going?
No, why is he not
Okay.
starting?
I don't know.
Contracts. That's the only reason why.
No, because the coach said he's not playing defense.
No, I don't believe that.
Man, that ain't got nothing to do with it.
Who played James Harden as Defensive Player of the Year?
You give contracts, these big contracts to these other players, you gonna get your money's worth first.
That can't
You're
be
still
the
winning.
reason.
Okay, James Harden. He's not the exception. He's an exception. There's a lot of guys who don't play defense.
A
Right?
whole
But-
lot, like
but
a
James
lot of
Harden's
the league.
putting up 40 every night.
James Harden is also starting and playing like the whole game.
I understand. And chucking up crazy, ridiculous shots. There's a lot of teams that don't want James Harden too, right? A lot of teams that be like, man, we can't put winning with that guy, right? Because he doesn't play a winning brand of basketball. They're trying to win there, right? And defense is part of it. You don't. I mean,
But that can't. To me, I'm like, first of all, if we being logical, you're playing basketball. You're gonna play defense. That's your reasoning, not you, but I'm saying I know that's what was said. I know that's what was read. Oh, he can't start because he doesn't play defense.
Nobody in the NBA really plays defense.
That's what I'm saying.
Because if you was playing D, half
Name
these scores are
anybody-
like 130 points, bro. Like you're not gonna.
Yeah,
get
ain't no Dennis Rodman in the league.
you know, don't be dissing PJ Tucker.
Who?
He's a great defensive player. He really.
I
is.
think he's my cousin too.
Really?
Yeah.
Like,
my
for
mama,
real?
My mama made name Tucker. I'll tell y'all later. We
Wait.
talked about it one time in the club, man. It's
Really?
I really think
man.
you're right.
You and PJ.
I'm serious. I'm so serious.
I mean, he went to my cousin's basketball game.
And he played in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's related to me.
No way.
I ain't got
Well,
the
anyway,
game,
that was
though,
just
but
my-
you know.
I had to get
The
that
one
out.
dude who plays defense in the NBA is in your family.
Nah, man, it was the other guy, the point guard for the Clippers.
Oh, Beverly. Patrick.
Yeah, he's
Okay. Yeah. So 2 out of the whole. And you telling me this kid can't start because he don't play defense? It's trash.
I was gonna try to say something. And I'm like, I got nothing. He should be starting.
He should be starting.
He's got. Here's the thing. You got to learn how to play. The NBA defense. Very few players come into the league and like, oh, I got this. I understand what's going on. It's just so hard because the guys are so big and so fast and so strong. You have to. And the only way to learn how to do is to get out there and let somebody kick your ass. Mm-hmm. That's the only way. So yes, he should be out there getting his ass.
He should be starting.
That's all I got.
Well, anyway, if you get bored, check out them highlights. They were pretty impressive.
So did you see the thing I sent you about Tom Brady? Speaking of basketball.
No, he plays basketball now.
Yeah. So, because we talked about this last week, whether or not Tom Brady's now the GOAT.
The
right?
GOAT, yeah.
Might be.
Go ahead. Yeah, Mike. Okay. So Tom Brady played 21 seasons in the NFL.
Okay. Oh, I did.
10 times he's played in the Super Bowl. That's 47%. And that's not even counting like the year that he tore his ACL or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So we're just saying 47% of the time his team is playing in the Super Bowl. Steph Curry makes threes at only 43%. So statistically, you got a better shot of being in the Super Bowl with Tom Brady as your quarterback than you do a Steph Curry making a three.
That's a lot of numbers.
Well, I mean,
that's too many numbers I can't count.
It depends though. You're doing percentages, right? So Steph Curry takes a higher volume of shots.
I'm just saying, percentage-wise, statistically.
I mean, I watched him make what was 105 in a row.
That was crazy. That video. That's stupid. Yeah. It went on for like 8 minutes and he just never missed, right? Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, that's all I got about that.
Yeah, you got a Super Bowl pick before we go to the next? Because that's going to happen by the time we record or put this out. It's tough, I know.
It's so hard to bet against Kansas City. Their offense is just ridiculous. But I think Tampa Bay actually matches up pretty well with them. I think it's gonna be a really good game. I think it's gonna be really close, but I'm gonna have to go with Kansas City. You?
I'm a bandwagon fan, so I will tell you after the game. You will see me with my jersey on, representing the team that won.
Representing whoever won.
I'm on with the winners.
So when we film next week, you'll be wearing somebody's jersey.
Yeah,
that
right.
People know. All right. You got a pick?
It's tough.
It is tough. It's really hard.
I like Kansas City just as a sports fan. I like watching them play, but from a historic or a legacy standpoint, I'm like, man, I want to see this dude win at 43 or whatever his age is.
43.
Yeah, I just want to see it. So
this is not an old joke, but doesn't it depend on just how soft the balls are?
oh my God, that's definitely an old joke. I'm out on that one. But since you're talking about balls and we in that arena, then you can bring up what you sent me about. Shout out to the Swab Life. And I ain't talking about Charles or Les Schwab.
Les Schwab tires.
Yeah.
You sent it to me again.
I sent you that?
Yeah, you sent me the original article. I don't understand when you think I'm sending you all this stuff.
I swear you be sending me stuff.
No, but sure, you sent it to me. You sent it to me. So in China now, they're claiming, according to this article, that.
Oh, this ain't true then.
Well, no, I'm going to present both sides of this argument.
Okay.
But that they've developed an anal swab test for coronavirus and that it's more accurate than the nasal swab.
Bruh.
I got to go. I'm dying from COVID.
That's
cool.
Well, apparently in Palm Springs, they're already lining up. They want to know how many times they can get swabbed every day.
Oh, man.
You're wrong for that.
That's cold. That's
That
cold.
was a bad joke. I'm sorry. That was low. I probably shouldn't have gone down there. Anyway, the rest of the article said, so it's funny because it's in China and it's a Chinese test and it's the Chinese whatever. I don't even want to say government, some Chinese medical department that's making this claim, right? But then in the same article, they interviewed a doctor from Wuhan, which is where it started, right? Where all this whole thing started. And he goes, yeah, it's a respiratory virus for the most part. I don't know how that would show up down there. Like, I don't know how that would work. So, listen, I'm all for advances in science, and if they actually think that they have a better way to test.
You'll be first.
No, I will not be. No, that is not. Seriously. let's all just get the shots before we have to go do that. Seriously, how many times would you have to get the anal swab before you'd be like, never mind, I'll take the shot?
I'm not taking it. Just cancel Christmas. I'm like, yo, just let me wither away. I'm good, bro.
I'm just gonna die on that.
Like, I mean, I would ask because I'm concerned. Like, hey, do I get a happy ending with this? Like, you guys are coming out with other stuff. Is this gonna be on the OnlyFans? There has to be something else. Like, you know, before they was giving away bags of marijuana. Like, ain't even my thing. But let me get $100,000 loan. Do something.
Right.
Don't just, you know what I'm saying, disrespect my whole.
Yeah. Nah,
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know.
This thing is getting stranger by the day.
I don't think that's gonna be a thing. Like, I really don't. Plus, the article did say that, I mean, in China, they can do whatever they want, right? Like, you know, they shut down an entire province, like it'd be mad, like shutting down an entire state over here just because they were like, yeah, we're just gonna shut it down, we don't care. So they have some different. It almost sounded like they were just testing it to see if they could try it.
But still, who was like, yo, I don't want to be on that test?
It's China. You don't get to pick.
Oh, is that what we're heading towards?
That's what they're saying.
Is that what we're heading towards?
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's gonna happen over here.
I don't know, man. Your boy said we gotta wear 2 masks now. I don't even want to talk about that because it's so dumb. Now double up on the mask, bro. Huh?
It's like wearing 2 condoms.
I was gonna say, right? Like, what are you doing?
Who used to tell a joke that they wear 2 condoms around all the time, like all day long, and then when they're ready to go, they just take one off, and it feels so free. You can live right now. Yeah.
I don't know. But do they have any kids?
That's an old
If
joke.
they did, then it didn't work.
No. So, yeah.
All right, well.
Whatever.
Y'all go to China, man. Get y'all ain't no vaccine or whatever.
Coronavirus test.
That's what they gonna do next. Is the vaccine in the?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Right? Why not?
I'm not a fan, bro. Like,
That's crazy, man.
Anyways, man. So moving on in life, we moving pretty fast today.
Yeah.
So you guys are more well versed, more privy to this GameStop world and Hedge or something, Sonic the Hedgehog and all that.
Yeah.
Than I. So the hedge funds dude, the little dudes is winning. Did I at least get that part right?
The little dudes
The little dudes flipped the table like you
That's
bet.
exactly what happened. Yep.
And now the people with all the money is acting like little crybabies
There's a lot of that going on.
because the game got switched on them.
Yes.
What's happening?
Like, I don't understand. It's a short call, right? So they're saying essentially this cup is $20. We're going to place the bet, whatever, JP Morgan or the big hedge funds people, right? That it's going to go down to 5. The little people, the retail people said, forget that, push the price up. So now they're losing money, essentially. But if it had gone down to 5, and say it went down to 15, then they would profit the 5,000. In short, am I saying that right?
Okay, so I'll give you an example. This is the example I gave him the thing. I did it with bananas. I said, all right, let's say it's $20 for 100 bananas, right? Okay. But I think the price of bananas is gonna go down.
Yep.
So normally, if you were gonna buy 100 bananas, you have to pay $20. And you and I write a contract that says, next Friday, I'm gonna sell you 100 bananas for $10. And you'll be like, damn, that's great. That's half price of what I normally pay for bananas. Yeah, I'll absolutely sign that. So now that we've signed that contract, I gotta find you bananas. I gotta find you 100 bananas no matter what next Friday, right? If they're $20 for 100, then I lose $10, right? But if I can sign them somewhere for 5, and I've sold them to you for 10, then I make the 5, right? Okay, so here's what happened. Bananas were $20. I wrote the contract with you for, it wasn't all the way down to 10, it was like 14 or something like that, right? They wrote it for 14. And then the price of bananas went to $320.
Dang.
So now you're stuck.
So now I'm stuck at
contract.
14.
Yep.
I have to sell them to you at 14, which means I gotta go buy them at
three.
320.
Got
and
it.
now, so now I'm not only losing the difference between the 20, I'm losing the difference from 14 to 320. And these hedge funds have millions of shares, like that they're short.
Yeah.
So, yeah, $70 billion or something like that is still outstanding to be covered right now. I think I read that yesterday. $70 billion.
What's crazy to me, because I'm learning, it's really just it's a call and a put and right?
Right.
So what I'm learning from all this is like they're essentially saying, because GameStop was going out of business, that they're doing that to make the additional money, right? But now they got to cover it because it's gone up to 300.
Right.
But if we do that and we borrow against the brokerage firm's money and we don't have it to pay, they start taking our other stuff.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen to the hedge funds?
Well, they already had to start selling other stocks to cover the loss. Yeah. But some of these hedge funds, they're so short that they may have to go out of business. Like,
Because they were taking. So how did the people like on Reddit and all that? How did they find out about that though?
so apparently, and I don't know how this part works, but apparently you can see somehow how short these people have sold it. Like there's some place to see, oh, GameStop's short 100 million shares or something like that. Apparently you can see that somehow. I don't know.
So I use ARK Investors, Kathy Wood's website, and she tells you in all her ETF portfolios, like they're going to buy $1 million of this share or $1 million of that share. So I can see, I'm like, okay, so there's got to be somewhere.
Yeah. But they've been talking about this for a while. See, the way that this one started was when these big hedge funds do this, they can basically just pick a stock and go, that one, we're going to make that one go down. Because when they go really short like that, everybody else goes, oh, well, they must know something. They must know it's going to go down. So everybody starts selling, and then it just does go down, right? So they almost are able to manipulate the market just with their sheer size. Just, hey, look what we're going to do over here. But it's like, oh, fuck, look what they're doing over there. And they all go run and do the same thing. So,
And really, they just did a short.
and really they just shorted it. Yeah, whether they know it's going to go down or not, it's just because they said it looks like it's going to, everybody starts selling. So and that's the issue, right, is that they've been able to manipulate the market like that for years. And that's not right. That shouldn't, like, what did GameStop ever do to you, man? Why are you putting GameStop out of business by just shorting their stock? Let me back up. So a long time ago, what, 40, 50 years ago, your stock price used to be based on, do you turn a profit? Do you make money? Those kinds of things, right? Now it's not. It's ridiculous, right? Like Tesla stock is what is that based on? How much Tesla might sell in 5 years if all, it's ridiculous. It's all totally speculative, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah. So, but GameStop's, there's nothing wrong with that company. Yeah, they're not doing as well as they used to do because people don't actually go into buildings anymore to buy games. But you know what I mean? They do a nice, they do used games and they do used consoles. They even do used phones and stuff like that. GameStop's a fine company. Nobody needs to go be picking on GameStop. It's basically what the guys on Reddit were saying. Like, go pick on somebody else. But then they also went and picked on AMC Theaters and American Airlines and all that kind of stuff. And the Redditors were like, you know what? But I think when it got to AMC and America, they were just like, let's see what else they're short on. Let's see how else we can ruin their lives, right? That's all they were really trying to do. So
That's wow.
the funniest thing is, if you've seen these memes, so the two guys on Reddit that are the primary guys who started all this. So I don't know, you've been on Reddit, but you get to pick your username, right? And you can pick like adult usernames. So the one dude who started the whole thing, his username is deep fucking value. That's his username. And then the other dude, this is awesome. The other dude's name is potato in my ass. And I don't know, but it's just, there's a bunch of memes that are really funny. Like, so some hedge fund got taken down by some guy named Potato in my ass.
So they having a field day though.
It's hilarious, yeah. So then, obviously, the market's not trading over the weekend, right? And so I don't know if you've been looking at Reddit, but all the Reddit guys are like, "Hold on, we're going to take it even higher."
Yeah,
like we're just because
yeah.
there's no stock available to buy right now. I mean, these hedge funds are like, we'd love to try to cover, but they can't. So they're just waiting now. They're like, God, we just hope it.
So how long do you think that it can go on?
I don't know when those calls have to be covered. I don't know.
It depends on the contract, right?
Yeah, it depends on the contract.
So that's where this is low key, like, depending on when the contract is, technically we could go put in 10 grand and it could go from, it's at 300 a share now, and it could go up to $2,000 a share.
Right.
We could sell our stuff at any time.
Right.
They can't because they want it technically to go down lower, back down to the
They
lower
can get
amount
back down.
because they won't lose as much millions.
Right. So they got.
So they don't have no power right now.
Right now they got nothing.
They sit tight.
Yeah.
Right. But then, so I read a little bit and listened to a little bit of it. But then we were talking about this earlier, like with what's the app, Robinhood or whatever.
Yeah,
and then they did some shady, like telling people they
Take
can't.
your money out of Robinhood.
If you can get it out now.
Yeah.
Did you read that yesterday?
can't do
Robinhood wouldn't
anything.
even give you your. They got to give you your your history of what you've done or something like that, and they won't even so that you can go to a different broker. They won't even do that now. They won't even let you leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really shady.
I got a bunch of friends that use Robinhood, like a lot.
Then we find out that Robinhood is partly owned by a huge hedge fund company. With starts with a C. Now I forgot. But anyway, yeah. So that's part of the problem, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a mess all around, right?
Vanguard and Fidelity.
Well, that's what I mean. You should get Fidelity, right? It's just
So this dude's gonna be like jumping out the windows.
It's like that. I mean, I remember when.
But are the dudes? So you got the one dudes who I mean, I guess the people wealthy, if you will, the ones who are making all the money, right? And now they're stuck to some degree, or they're stuck.
They're stuck, yeah.
Right. So you got the little people coming up, and it's just me asking for me because I don't know, right? So the guys who started this, the potato dude and the whatever going on, is there not like a little bit of like they're gonna come after me? Like they're gonna come up missing?
What are they gonna?
Well, this is what happens.
I mean, I suppose
A
maybe.
lot.
I suppose there's.
They could do
But-
that. They could do that.
So this deep value dude, he's got his YouTube channel and stuff like that. He's apparently pretty well known in, I mean, I don't know, but it's apparently pretty well known in the investment community. If he just all of a sudden disappeared, it would be pretty obvious what happened to him. Right?
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
track record is when people start losing money or somebody out some information that people come up.
I mean, yeah, somebody might, throw some eggs in
I
the
mean, it
salad.
sounds like it's really intense.
It's
and
super
I don't know
intense.
because I
said
said
somebody putting $1 million or something like that. A Chinese investor or something.
Oh yeah, what's his name? Jack. Not Jack Mobbs. Yeah, but that's so. The first couple days. See, the thing is, people needed to continue to buy it at the higher prices to keep it up, or otherwise it would have started to go down, right? Or there was some of these investors that were like, well, I bought in and it went to 50, so I bought in at 50. Now it's at 300. Damn, I made 6 times my profit. I'll sell. So they need people to continue to come in and put money in it. So they're still doing it. Now what I was reading this morning was everybody's like, we're not selling. We're just holding on. We're going to try to keep pushing it up higher. Because the higher it goes, the worse it is for the hedge funds, right?
Yeah.
So they're really just trying to bust up these hedge funds so that it doesn't, that doesn't go on anymore. But a couple of things. So the Reddit guys, several of them have cashed in a small amount of the shares to donate to charities and stuff like that. So one guy bought a whole bunch of the Nintendo Switches and gave them to the St. Jude Children's Hospital, and so somebody else don't. So they're all cashing in smaller amounts and doing charitable stuff with it, which of course the hedge
Can
funds
you like go in there and be like, listen, you guys, in 2 weeks, can you like go in there and buy a whole bunch of candy, macaroni, and cheese?
Yes, we can. Yeah, that's right. Don't add that. Yeah, candy macaroni
Don't
and
add
cheese. Everybody needs that.
I'm not
So
plugging.
every food bank will have unlimited
Pink.
Pink.
It's a gamble either way, though.
But so this deep value guy, he's like, I don't care. He's like, I bought it at 20. He's like, it could go all the way back down to 20. I don't care.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not doing this to make. I mean, apparently if he cashed in right now, apparently he's making millions of dollars.
He wanted to expose them.
But he wants to expose. It's like I don't care. I don't need the millions. Well, I probably I don't want to use the word deep. It's like I don't want the millions of dollars. I want them to fix this because this is wrong what they're doing. So I'll sit here if it goes all the way back down to 20. I don't care.
But the investors because I had friends that hit me up today. They're like, "Yo, I'm about to go buy GameStop," and I'm like, "Be careful, right? Because it might not keep going up, or it might keep going up, or it might go down, right? So you got to be willing to take that loss if it goes back down to the 20, right? You know what I mean? And that's what people I don't think. It might keep going. It's either way. It's a gamble, and that's what when you're investing in these companies, you're supposed to really be doing the research. Where they're going? What's their P&L look like? All that type of stuff. But I mean, personally, like AMC shares are low. They're like $14 a share right now.
Did it go back down? Because I thought AMC was. I thought they pumped that one up too.
It ain't high. Not what I was drinking.
So I'll tell you. So quick side story.
Side.
Okay. Especially since we're ahead of schedule here.
Yeah, $13
At 13.
which is not bad.
So when I was in,
Trying to do.
I guess it was when I was in university. There was a guy in Calgary, which is where I'm from, that had I don't know how. Somehow he owned a gold mine somewhere in South America, right? So apparently you just buy like a big piece of rock, right? And they drill and they take these core samples, right? And they pulled these core samples out, and it was the richest gold mine that they'd ever found, like way richer than anything, right? According to the core samples. They still got to mine it, like they haven't figured out how to get they don't know how to get it out, but they got to drive in trucks and dig holes and get all the gold out. But in the short term, the richest gold mine in history, going to be a huge deal, right? So this little company, the stock just went through the roof, like it literally went from pennies to tens of thousands of dollars. People were making millions and millions and millions of dollars. And then, literally people were paying, thousands of dollars for these shares, right? And so at the peak of it, when it's just going berserk and especially because it was in my city, right? Everybody's just going nuts. And, oh, did you get some of this shit? Like, oh, we gotta get some shares. I personally never had any, but it was going crazy. They went, oh, wait, there may be a problem with the core samples. So they're like, we're gonna have to go get, so everybody wait, hold your horses. We're gonna have to go get more core samples. And then I'm gonna get this part of the story wrong, so I apologize to the people who know this story better than me. I think the geologist that pulled the core samples, when they went to get the second set, he fell out of the helicopter and they never found him. And then when they pulled the second set of core samples, there was no gold in the mine. And the shares went from whatever, thousands of dollars of shares to nothing in a couple of hours, right? And so, that's where you have people like literally just jumping off of buildings and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
They put their whole life savings in there, right?
So I did, and I didn't know shit about the stock market, so I just trying to learn, right? So I was using this company called Motley Fool. And Motley Fool tells you like good investment strategies. You can look at these two guys, like David and somebody else. And they, over their period of time, they have like a 600% return. It's stupid, right? I bought Zoom, right? Good story with Zoom. Bought Luckin Coffee. It's a Chinese-based coffee company, supposed to be the next Starbucks. Bought that shit. I probably spent $12,000. Bought a shit ton of the stock. It went up, like 30 a share up to like maybe like 40 a share. Next thing I know, they're getting investigated by the SEC. Next thing I know, that 40 a share went down to damn near like $1 or something overnight.
Yep.
And that's why I'm telling people, I'm like, if you go, but you should never invest money you can't
lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally gambling.
It is. And I think that's what this is all making it really clear, that it's really just a casino, and that that's all this is, and that people hopefully are understanding that now, that it's not, I don't know.
It's not how it's presented. Like, you should just get into stocks, because people always say that.
Oh, yeah.
And me as an outsider, I'm like, I hear what you're saying, don't know what you're talking about.
It's the same with 401ks. You'll get money back and matched or whatever, a certain percentage, but depending on where you are at your age, depending on where the market is, depends on,
So everything has to align.
Yeah.
Man.
I've lost lots of money in the stock market that I think, like you said, so you might do good on Zoom, but you're gonna lose it on the other. It's literally like going to a casino, right? Some days you roll them good, some days you don't, right?
I don't gamble, right? So I'm like,
But it's like if you do trading, and this is what I like a lot of Warren Buffett stuff. It's like people don't want to get rich slow; they want to get rich fast, right? With him, it's over time. Like so, it's a company I invested called Appian, right? They do low code technology. I bought them for $60 a share. Last year, they're at $235, right? So I've already made my money back. I've already doubled my money over a year's time. Right. I could sell it, right? But it's just like that greed inside you, the company's gonna keep growing, right? So let me just keep that money there,
Right.
you know,
But you could wake up tomorrow and
be done.
dang.
There are some.
That's
I mean,
wild.
the tried and true method in the stock market, right, is buy and hold, right? If you can buy something for a long, so if you buy Apple over the course of the next 5 years, you're gonna make money, right?
Steady it's a stable
Right.
company.
It's not
good
going
vision.
anywhere, right?
Right.
But there's also the possibility that you buy Apple and all of a sudden all the iPhones start lighting on fire in people's pockets and they lose $1 billion or $1 trillion or whatever, and your stock's worth nothing. I mean, that's always a possibility. So
That's wild.
yeah, it's crazy, man.
It's one lady, that Kathy Woods lady, that I mean, her returns are crazy, but she's focused on disruptive markets. So all of her portfolio is like tech that's supposed to change the world, you know, and like quantum computing and DNA sequencing and all this different stuff or whatever, right? And it's just, some of those companies are penny stocks, right? But like Amazon at one time was trading at $10 a share, right? It's at $3,000 a share right now.
But you only need one of those to go poof,
Yeah,
right?
Right.
Yeah.
So you know my Amazon story? Do you know my story?
Yeah, I probably won't cry if I hear it, but
It's not about me. It's not about me.
Oh, right.
because I cry about Chipotle because I should be a millionaire right now.
For Chipotle?
Oh God, I was in college and was going to take out a student loan, okay, and because I was in Northern Virginia, I was doing my internship, and I remember going to Chipotle for the first time and seeing it. I'm like, damn, this line is like wrapped around the corner. And my god sister Sabrina she's big in the market, stocks and everything, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna go do it. She's like, no, you broke college student, don't do it. They're trading at $1,700 a share right now. I would have bought it at IPO'd at $7. But go ahead, sorry.
No, it's fun. That's a great story. So I know this guy. He's a curler in Seattle, and he made money early Microsoft. He was early Microsoft.
Okay.
So I don't know if he worked there or what. And he had some cash, and he was going to go buy a new car. He was ready to go buy a new car. He was one of those guys that pays cash for his cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his friend said, "Hey man, I need a little bit of upfront capital. Can you just front me some cash? I got this great new idea that I'm coming up with. Can you just front me a little upfront cash?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get the car. Here you go." And gave him whatever. It was Amazon. Yeah. So ground floor Amazon investor, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Gee.
Yeah. Some friends of ours that from the club were going to a tournament a couple of years ago, and he's like, "Oh, we're going to. You want to just come on our private plane?" Like, yeah, he's like that level. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Yeah. So, yeah, that dude. So it's funny. He quit his job, and now what he does is he's a movie producer. Like he does documentaries, and they won an Oscar. Was it not this past year? The year before, he won an Oscar for one of his movies. I'll look it up. I'll tell you what it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. That, and he and his wife, they love solar eclipses, so they just fly all over the world to work when there's going to be a solar eclipse. Apparently there's like one every year, so they just get in their plane, they fly so they can go see the sun disappear. That's what they do.
That's good. That's some personal
Man,
growth.
that's real. I'm just trying to get a text back.
Right, I know, yeah.
Good Lord. Dang.
I know.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow.
Okay, sorry.
No,
we went sideways there.
That's not sideways. That's impressive. I mean, solar, like,
Hey man.
okay.
You gotta have a thing, right? If you got hundreds
Yeah,
of
you
billions
did
of dollars,
everything
you
under
got
the
right.
sun. Yeah, I guess.
Under the sun.
You
I
see what I
did
did
there.
there? Watch out. Quick with it. Low key. But speaking of Microsoft and things, and this funny because you just was looking at this and I was talking about. So I watched Black Mirror. I know y'all don't, or maybe seen a couple episodes here and there. And I keep telling people I don't know I don't research who writes for Black Mirror. They're almost like The Simpsons. Somebody knows
Right.
something. So I come across this article. I didn't send you this one, and you didn't send me this one. I promise. But he looked it up on the phone before I even brought it up. So Microsoft, I was reading this article that said they've been granted for a patent for technology that would reanimate the dead by recreating them as social media posts, videos.
No.
Oh yeah. Now, and they said they could even make it be like 3D and lifelike and all that stuff, right? So I'm reading this and I'm like, yo, there's a Black Mirror episode that is literally
The little doll.
this. No, not the doll. Well, that's one too with Miley
Miley
Cyrus.
Cyrus.
That was really good. But this other one's called Be Right Back. And what happens is the boyfriend, this couple, the boyfriend I think gets in a car accident, dies. And then the girlfriend is sad and sitting on her laptop or whatever, and she starts getting these messages. And it's like, oh, hey, babe, da da da. And she's like, who? And then, taps into her emotions.
Yeah.
She orders the body, probably from Amazon. Anyway, she orders and had to put it in the tub for however long, and then it's the dude.
Yeah.
So this is what they talking about doing. And I'm like, this is where we going right now?
I wonder if the people at like Microsoft just watched the Black Mirror episode and went, we could do that. We could do that.
They're gonna call them chatbots.
Yeah. They had to see that episode.
They have.
They had to.
This is what it says, real quick. It says the tech giant has raised the possibility of creating an AI-based chatbot that would be built upon a profile of a person, which includes their images, voice data, social media posts, electronic messages, among other types of personal information. It's understood that the chatbot would then be able to simulate human conversation through voice commands and or text chats.
So it's not an actual person. Like they're not gonna. It's not gonna be a reanimate like a.
Well, on the picture for the article, it was like a dude's face, and they were putting like whatever in his where his brain would be.
Yeah, so you'd see their face and you could hear them, and they would talk.
That's the
on
beginning.
screen.
Eventually, there will be a whole body.
Eventually, there'll be a whole body. Yeah, that's weird.
I'm gonna be real, and y'all probably think I'm crazy. I am crazy, but you know what I mean. I feel like all the research I'm doing with this AI, with the AI and the stuff that's coming out, we are really making ourselves irrelevant as humans. Like,
oh yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize this. In the next 5 years, there's gonna be a lot of unemployed people because of the technology that's coming out is not, and it ain't complicated to even set up. And I'm like, y'all don't. I got people that I work with. And I'm like, stuff you're doing every day the same way, it's gonna get automated. You need to learn another skill set.
Yeah. Well, and to that, I even thought about that just going in the store, like once they started doing like self-checkout and I'm like, yo, what happened to, and then I went to Walmart one time and there was a robot in there cleaning the floor.
I seen that too.
And I hardly ever, I ain't knocking nobody, but I hardly ever go to Walmart.
Right.
So it was just I was like, I need to go, I know it's open. And I bend the corner and there's a robot and it stopped and I stopped and I was like, what is this? And he probably looking like, what are you? And I was like, well, I'm gonna just go the other way. And then it like was cleaning the floor and then went, and I'm like, nobody told me, I didn't even know this was a thing. So now if there was a person who had to clean at night, that's gone. Mm-hmm. The cashiers are gone, just like what was it, McDonald's, you just,
yeah.
So you're right. I'm just saying you're right. It's that's where it's at.
I try to tell people to get a little bit more technical. A lot of the jobs are probably going to be like engineers I had this conversation with because I work for a brokerage, right? Logistics brokerage. So I'm like, y'all do the same damn thing every day. It's coming. Think about people like auto mechanics. Why do we need an auto mechanic? Have the car just drive right through the pit, have the machines do everything, and send them on their way. Like it's just scary, man.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, I agree. That's why things like universal basic income, that's why they're talking about that, right? Because there's just people that aren't, there's just jobs that are going to disappear, right?
Yeah.
There's be nothing that they can do. So
Like iRobot?
kind of,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Tell you, man, they be showing. Black Mirror, just watch Black Mirror. You want to see what's coming?
But I do want to know how Black Mirror and The Simpsons are so accurate. Like, it's weird.
It's scary. You at first you'd be like, nah, and then it's like, wait a minute, that and that. It's kind of like, but people just say, oh, conspiracy. It's like the anniversary, like rest in peace, Kobe, right? Like Kobe, right? This has been a year, whatever. And then you got that. I don't remember what cartoon it was or whatever, where the helicopter crashed and he died. Like, it's in the cartoon that came out like 3 years before it happened. And it's a real thing. Like, yo, I'm like, yo. And so then I get in stuff like that, and I'm like, man, I need to go do a push-up or something. I can't.
Right, yeah, just go work out.
I just gotta go do regular stuff.
You just go play with your muscles.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
That's crazy.
because you see it, you haven't seen that? Really?
Damn.
But even to that Black Mirror with Miley Cyrus with the doll, that is like the same.
Yeah.
That's like, well, that's like Siri or whatever.
But didn't they have her like, wasn't she drugged or something?
They drugged her,
Yeah.
and she was like in the hot, like,
Yeah.
and then they put her
Conscience or whatever.
into a doll,
in the doll.
that girls would buy because she had a Miley Cyrus doll. And the
Right.
doll's supposed to just say what it says, but it became, it's kind of like, well, I don't know if you ever seen Child's Play with Chucky.
Yeah.
I didn't say nothing, Freddie.
No, but you looked at me
I
like
didn't say a
nothing.
word.
We're moving on.
Wanna play? Anyway,
We're moving
back
on.
in the day, it was, oh, he did this ritual and the dog got possessed and the guy was in the dog. And then in Black Mirror, it's like, no, they drugged her, put her in the hospital, but took all her thoughts. So
Right.
she's in the hospital thinking and saying these things, and it's inside of this doll that this girl had or whatever. It's a good, I mean, I was mad at the mom. Like, I'll punch her in her face.
Yeah.
She was evil. But yeah, The Simpsons with Trump and
So listen, there's some things on The Simpsons that I'm like, okay, that's a coincidence. They had the dude that stormed the Capitol with the horns on.
Yeah.
They had that dude in a Simpsons episode before.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a time traveler who's a writer on The Simpsons.
Hey man.
You find it?
I'm looking now. So if y'all want to talk about something random, this one, what is this called? I don't know what it's called. So you guys at home,
As
just have to
we're
wait.
all watching Kenyatta's computer and the people at home are not.
Man, y'all can look it up. Type it in your YouTube. Oh, it's called The Legends of Chamberlain Heights.
And they predicted the couple would die in a helicopter crash. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Now, I guess you could say there's so much content out there right now. Sooner or later, somebody's going to have to say something about, there's probably a million different cartoons out there that predicted Kobe was going to die some way. One of them had to be right. But that's creepy.
That's pretty specific though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stuff like that is like, so that's why I was like, man, you can believe what you want, but question stuff instead of just being like, okay, and then thinking like, oh, people would never do that. I'm like, man, these people with money don't care, bro. With stupid money,
Well, clearly.
like, you know, that's why the anal swab is coming next. They like, bro, watch what we can do now. I'm waiting for the Black Mirror episode.
Man.
They had the one with the pig. When is that gonna happen? I don't know if you've seen that one.
I saw that. That's the first one.
Yeah, that was intense.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, just stuff like that, man, and definitely The Simpsons be on some, man, they be on some other stuff.
I feel like Black Mirror would be like, the anal swabs,
it's too light.
that's too light. That's not even deep enough.
Well, they did the virtual reality, which is something that people are talking about. Even in that article about the 3D lifelike people that have died, they were saying that like everything's gonna seem so real that we are like obsolete.
Oh, the game that
The game with the dudes and they were playing, man. They ain't even have to go there. I was mad at that. They went there and I was like, man, it didn't have to be that. But anyway, yeah.
It's crazy.
It's a lot, bro.
Can you see yourselves just going home at the end of the day and flopping on your couch and putting on your VR goggles? What did they? Didn't they put on it was almost like contacts in the?
Theirs was like on the temples,
Yeah,
I think,
that's
and it was like shh, and
yeah,
they would
and then
fall
it just
asleep.
fall. Yeah.
And then they would be in their
the
virtual
thing.
reality world.
I don't know, man. I think I'd rather go hang out with real people.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, but I mean, I see people doing VR workouts on YouTube, so you gotta have the thing to
Really?
see it. Yes,
Yeah.
there's a guy that's like, what is this thing was titled? It was like fight me like Tyson or something, and he boxes, so he knows about Mike Tyson's combos and whatever. But you gotta put on the VR, and he's literally like punching at. So if you watch it regular, it looks like nothing. Right. But I bet if you put them things on, you probably
punching you in the face.
I've never done that before. I never did VR.
I did it once, and I was weirded out.
It makes me super dizzy.
I freaked out.
Yeah, because you're like, well, you move like something's coming at you, right? And so you're like stumbling around, and you take the goggles off. You're like, okay, what just happened? It's weird.
I seen a dude run into his own TV. Like the TV was on the wall, and he had the VR, and I mean it was a good distance away. But whatever was happening, he like swung or did something, and lost his real balance, and just stumbled all the way into bam, TV crashed. I'm like, bro, see, we don't need all that.
Yeah, I have a buddy on Facebook. It must have been for Christmas. They were the family. Somebody got one of those VR headsets, right? And the mom's wearing it, and the dad and the kids are sitting on the couch, and they are just cracking up laughing at her because she's wearing it, and she doesn't. So she's like moving around and jumping around the room, and they're. I mean, the video is really funny because they are like rolling on the floor. They're laughing so hard, and she's like, "What? Why are you guys laughing? What?" And like, yeah, and it was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. I know it's gonna happen. I know that's gonna be I think I told you this before. There's a comedian. This is a long time ago who said, "Man, you think crack cocaine is a problem? Imagine if you could just throw on a headset and have sex with Cindy Crawford in your living room, right?" Right. I mean, yeah.
OnlyFans on.
Right.
Yeah.
Super soaker mode.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm sure it's coming, but
yeah,
it's sad.
See what you did there. All right. You didn't catch yourself. All right, cool. I'll keep it moving. By the way, shout out to Garners Garden. You know what I'm saying? If you want some at-home greatness, Garners Garden is the man. So I got gym spray, body wash. You got some stuff.
We talk about the gym spray. We all use the gym spray on our gloves.
Yeah, because we box. He don't got it yet. I'll get him.
I'm
He like to do stuff slow. He still won't do bodybuilding. He just will get it for other people.
I got it from my mama.
Well, that's good.
She tried to eat it though. She's like, baby, this is not.
Shout out to the bodybuilder.
She's like, I got it on my toast.
I'm like, Mom, don't eat it. Don't eat it. It's for your body. Okay, baby.
That's funny. That's
funny.
funny. This gym spray though, you got to get this for your gloves, man. It's all
Yeah.
natural. It smells really good.
Yeah, I spray the mitts inside my mitts, and I spray my wraps, and I spray inside my gloves after.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's pretty dope. So yeah, I'll put a link in the description. You guys go look
Smell
up some
this.
stuff.
Smell this body.
Which one is that?
That's the lemongrass one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
His stuff is fire, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Garners Garden, man. Anyway, so we out here. Moving on.
Okay.
On the segment called "Where They Do That At." One day I'm gonna get them to say all this stuff with me, but you guys are part
I didn't
of
know
the,
we were going.
You guys are part of the test group.
Is there a cue or something like
I
that?
don't
Like,
know.
is there a hand signal that we
I
can?
need a person back there to be like,
Yes, hold
you
on
know,
cards.
we can
Sorry.
try it again.
No, it's fine. Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right, we'll try this again. In this segment called "Where They Do That At." Okay, we out here. You know what I'm saying?
I felt really white there for a
That's
second, just so you know.
I mean, you are. Be you. You know what I'm saying? Don't be us. So, this is strange and kind of not strange. It's kind of like a reality check, or just a reminder of how ridiculous things can still be. Because we always talk about like social, racial, this and that, black, white, whatever, right? And a lot of times we'll be like, well, this seems like we're making progress, is what is the conversation. Mm-hmm. And then you come across stuff like this.
Uh-oh.
So, in Allen, Louisiana, there was a black deputy, he was a police officer, right, who passed away from some type of cancer, right? So part of his last wish was that he just wanted to be buried in the cemetery close to his house.
Okay.
7 kids, I believe it was 7. He had a wife and 7 kids. Beautiful family, whatever. The wife goes to do all the stuff for the funeral, blah, and they're like, no, this is a white-only cemetery.
Still?
In 2021, the lady told her there's no colors here. And so it blew, so of course social media,
Yeah.
it blew up.
Right.
eventually whoever said it got fired, but the lady's like 80. Like the lady's 80 years old, whatever. And then they apologized to the wife and they offered her like a free plot for his. And she was like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even want that. She's
Right.
like, the damage is done. But I'm like, do you guys not what year is this? And how long? So how long?
Right.
How long has this been a thing?
That's crazy. Still?
Listen.
And I was like, not to add whatever, but he was the deputy, like he was to protect and serve you.
Right.
And you like, even in death, they like, nope, you can't be over here. Black History Month is coming in 22 hours.
Can I just say to the old white people, could you please shut up? Just, I know you're thinking it. Everybody knows you're thinking it, but just shut up. Like you're making us look bad. Shut up.
Yeah, I was my
Oh my God.
my mind was. I was like, wait. I was like, this is not real. I was like, this is not real, and it took off, and so even in death, it's like, nah, bro, we don't. These people still exist, man.
Hey, man.
They got a whole
that's what
cemetery.
I'm saying. Is anybody surprised that there was an old person, an old white person in the South who's still a racist and who still thinks that the Civil War was last week? Is there anybody? I mean,
There's no shock value in
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of one of those that just like, oh, why is it still going on?
come on.
it's
It's just
wild.
frustrating.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. But it is the South.
It is Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Where I mean, and to me, it doesn't matter where it was at. It was just like,
But still, yeah.
like I didn't even know that was a thing when I never even thought about that. Even if it was the white's only water fountain in the like, I didn't even think about it in that regard. Like,
Cemetery? Yeah. Me neither.
Yeah, I didn't either.
huh?
I'm still like in shock. Like,
So that's my where they do that at for.
Apparently somewhere in Louisiana is where they do that at.
Allen, Louisiana is where they do it at.
Okay,
Yeah, you
out
can
there.
look it
That's
up.
What city is it? Allen,
Allen is
Louisiana?
probably population 7.
yeah, you won't catch me out there.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably, I don't even know what it's close to, but I never heard of it. But ain't that wild? So like, this dude just dead, and you're still like, man, his skeleton can't be over
Can't
here.
come in. Yeah, nah.
How evil do you have to be to your core?
He dead.
Like, that ain't enough?
Right.
I don't, yeah.
We're not gonna end on such a low note.
No, I
I
know.
promise you
I know.
guys.
I have to say, just so
Yeah.
I was looking up where Allen, Louisiana
It
was.
didn't even show up.
No, my wife just texted me and said, "Do you need anything from Garners Gardens?"
Shout out to Garners. I'm telling you, we own it, man. Link will be in the description.
Apparently we're
Holla,
putting it in order
Garners
right now.
Garden, man. Body wash, body soap.
Gym spray.
The gym spray is fire. The body wash is fire too. Like, those are my two, like. Oh, and I used all the dental. The tooth powder, because he doesn't make toothpaste, it's tooth powder.
I don't know if we have a lot of parents watching the show, but
Maybe.
they have like kids. You want to start, when your kids are getting to be teenagers, they got to worry about their skincare and stuff like that. It's all natural stuff, no chemicals in there. It's a good way to start your kids on their skincare routine. So
Yeah, because you have kids. Because Sophie had the.
and it cleaned her face right up. I mean, she had some like acne or whatever on her chin. Cleaned it right. Yeah, she looks great. So
Yeah.
the product, they totally work. It's great stuff.
Yeah, man. Get on it, because you was on that. What was it you bought? Rogaine? What was that you was putting on?
I should coming in.
But what was
Oh
it?
yeah, we noticed that.
It's minoxidil.
Yeah, so whatever. We not doing that, okay? This is chemical free.
I'm babyface right now, but another year.
Oh man, that was a year ago. That was a year ago. That was a year ago when you said, just give me 22 minutes. It's coming.
My Shit gonna be looking like Rick Ross here soon.
If you get some Garners garden, it'll be
Yo,
you'll be feeding the soil what it needs. You put all that chemical in and killed the root. You gotta feed it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got a question.
Okay.
So
I might not answer this publicly.
sometimes we have more people, right? And so as this is my end, right? So I'm
Yeah.
usually way over here. So sometimes, so I'm far away from the computer. But today, because there's only 3 of us, I'm closer. And your notes are weird.
All right.
You have a note that says Freddie B anal swabs.
Yeah.
So like if other people just see your notes.
That's why this ain't for y'all. Cause I know, like, oh, he wanted to talk about China and the anal swab. Freddie B, that's your topic. And it's in bold.
Yeah, he bolded it.
In black.
Freddie B's
Take it how you
bold
want.
anal swabs. That's
There
what he
you
wrote
go.
down. You want to you think about how that goes on in his brain?
It's just a fleeting, it comes to this, hey, bam, there it is. Next.
I'm dead. I'm fucking dead.
I am too now. This is gonna get out.
Well,
It's
you
gonna
put
be-
it out.
it's gonna be
Nobody
on the
knew
internet.
this.
People are gonna be
Yeah,
like,
you
"Oh,
put
yo, how's
yourself-
your anal
You put
swab?"
yourself
Whatever,
out though,
man.
because nobody saw this but us.
But I just saw it
Hey,
there.
you
Whatever.
could have brought up something else. You was like, nope, that's me.
All right.
It's
You
fine.
got another topic? Let's move along from the anal swabs.
What was your question though? Because you didn't ask a question. You just made a
Why
statement.
is that? How did that? Like you couldn't? I don't know. Whatever. I don't understand why that's how in your
man.
brain. That's how you relate
Fucking
those
you
things
fellas.
together.
It's just what the topic was.
All right,
It could have
okay.
been brazen pie. It was
Right.
whatever.
But it's that. Yeah.
Today is anal swab for
Okay.
COVID. You didn't say the for COVID.
Oh,
You
for
didn't-
COVID. Oh,
See,
well,
I tried
sure.
to soften it.
Freddie
You know what I
B's
mean?
anal swabs for COVID.
I tried to soften the vaccine. It didn't
When
work.
I think of you, Freddie B, I think of COVID anal
Only
swabs.
today. The next episode, we might be talking about curling or something. I
All right.
don't know.
Okay.
All right.
I should stop reading your notes. I'm
You
not
should.
Gonna, I'm just. Yeah. I'm gonna.
Well, the rest has already been talked about,
Okay.
minus this last
All
thing,
right.
which maybe you knew about, I didn't know about. So I wrote this as I was today years old when.
Okay.
So this is usually like something that shocked you that maybe
Right.
other people knew. I did not know. Well, in my growing up, the bottom of the stove, the oven, that drawer,
Yeah.
what is that for?
Pots and pans.
It
Oh,
depends
so
on
that's
the stove.
Canada too. No. So you no.
Shit,
Go
if you
ahead.
if you got a gas stove, it's different.
What if you got a gas? What's the difference?
It's a pilot thing underneath it.
Okay.
Cause my crib now got a gas stove, and normally I would put my pots and pans underneath.
So
that
you
thing.
would put your pots and pans. yes.
Normally, but now
Mhm.
I put in there, and then there's like this. It's the pilot light.
Right.
In case it go out, you gotta light that shit or you dead.
Okay. So we don't hear from you.
I'm dead. You know
Oh,
what I'm
and
saying?
then- Okay. Now, so but minus the gas though.
Okay.
So y'all gonna be today years old too.
Alright.
Yeah, I had to let it drama.
Come
This
on
is
with
to
it.
build a
Come on with
little
Okay.
dramatic pause. That drawer is for keeping the food warm.
How?
I'll let y'all wait.
Ain't no way in hell.
Now wait a second. Wait. So you can buy an oven with a warming drawer. That's a thing, and I think that's a old school. I think a lot of old school ovens always used to have a warming drawer. But I think like the actual drawer on a normal range is not a warming drawer. It's not insulated or anything like that. I think it's just a drawer to store shit in.
Look it up.
I don't know, man. Cause my pot still be cold.
Cause you don't pull
That
them out
sounds like a
dead.
whole other problem you got going on.
I was today years old anyway when I found
Wait,
that out.
so hang on a second. So what are we saying here? That the drawer on a stove.
It keeps your food. You're supposed to put the stuff, keep it warm while other stuff is cooking. It's a warmer.
I didn't know that.
I was today years old.
Where did you learn this?
Man, everything I learn is on social media, so that means it's true. They
It
didn't
has to
tell
be
you
true
that?
if it's on Facebook. It has to be true.
I don't know if it was Facebook per se. But
Okay. Countryliving.com.
wow, come on, man.
They gotta be
That's
right.
what- Country living? What about Canada living?
Yeah, regardless of what you put in it, we bet you aren't using the space for its intended purpose of a warming drawer. That's what it says. Now, if you go look at my oven, I don't have one of those drawers.
Well, I know you got a whole, like, you got an oven from like 2030,
in the
but
wall.
yeah. But I just meant, because in my mama's house, it was pots and pans. So I was like, well, maybe they already know. And he said it, and then you said, I was like, so we all, it was today years old.
All right, today years old. That's a good one.
Like my mama house, she don't keep them in there though. Like I'm sitting thinking about it now. I started that on my own.
Well, my mom did.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody I know keeps pots and pans in there.
Like, oh, I need the cookie sheet.
Yeah, the cookie sheet's always in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause my crib now don't even got one. I was low key like, where the fuck are these pots?
Just got them hanging.
It's got on his bed and stuff.
You got a drawer in the
Bathroom sink.
Listen, girl, listen.
Right.
They gave me the gas stove. You don't understand.
That's right. Okay. Can you go in the bathroom and get me a bunt tin, please? I need it.
A what?
That's funny.
What is that?
You don't know what a bunt cake is? You don't know what a bunt cake is?
Oh, you said bunt cake.
It's like a bunt tin.
I got
the
I
tin
thought
that
you
you make a
said
bunt.
blunt like weed.
No, not like that. I mean that. Yeah.
Fred over here getting high for real. It's okay.
What's under your stove in there? Let's go find out, bro. You starting to tell a lot on yourself today.
We
Just
live now,
saying,
so it's
bro.
okay.
That's all right. Let's go check when we're done with the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta tell you a story before we shut it down.
Yes.
So we were driving back to the house, and I got the girls in the car, and my girls, they're on Arsenal for Kids. They've been working out with Kenyatta for a while. Arsenal for Kids on Arsenal on Demand. Check it out. And so they said, I don't know how we're gonna start talking about the podcast. I think because I was late. I'm like, I gotta hurry. I gotta get home to start the podcast. And we were talking about what it's called, and they said, "What's the podcast called?" I said, "It's called."
Y'all want to talk about
And they said, "He says that all the time during the workouts. He always says that during the workouts." And I said, "Yeah." And Anna goes, she goes, "Never always say no. Say I don't want to talk about it because whatever you say, he's gonna make you do more of, like whatever he says." And Sophie goes, "I figured that out one time." So whenever he'd say, "Do you want to talk about it?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I hate the rest periods. I hate it when we rest. We should rest at rest time." And she goes, "It never worked. He never gave us more rest." So I don't think that your theory's right at all. I think you should just talk about whatever you want at the gym. And I'm like, no, I've been there. If you say I don't like these push-ups, he'll be like, "Okay, 10 more." Yeah, I know that for a fact.
Give
She's
him what
like,
they want.
"I don't think so, Dad. I don't think Mr. Kenyatta's that mean." I'm like, "Oh."
I'm not mean, first of all.
She's smart though.
She's smart, and I'm
She
not mean.
tried, but it didn't work.
She's a genius.
Yeah, but it didn't work.
Well, no. It's a setup question. It's a catch-22, but sometimes, I'll be like, y'all want to talk about it?
Okay.
It just lets me know, should I do more of this or no?
That's why we don't say nothing.
And then we just do it anyway.
There were some things I wanted to talk about on Saturday.
What happened? We got 5 minutes. What happened?
Was Saturday crazy? He went, he was already here, and then he went.
Oh,
You didn't
chill.
think so?
Me and you gotta have a conversation though.
About what?
We gonna talk after this. I already told him we gonna talk. I ain't gonna put you on blast on camera.
Oh, I'm on blast?
No, he said he's not gonna put you on blast on camera.
You my workout partner.
The Ebony and Ivory workout. Stay tuned.
Oh, you
ArsenalOnDemand.com.
Did you say you expect more out of me?
More, yep.
Chad, I'm twice your age. I'm like double your age. When you get to be this old, you'll be happy you can pick up a weight. Yeah.
Black don't crack, baby. I'm
Oh, here we go.
What does that have to do with weightlifting?
Nothing.
That's genetic. It's just going
Apparently
my
his
God.
ligaments and stuff don't crack.
Yeah, nothing
right.
cracks, I guess. That's funny.
All right.
There was something else. I was nice on Saturday, kinda.
No.
Yeah, I was. But Chad was late though. Maybe that's why.
Maybe that's it was all Chad's fault for being late.
Yeah, I was.
Nah.
I was 3 minutes late.
That wasn't bad though. I was late. But I ain't do nothing. I did a boxer shuffle with weights. Maybe that's why.
That was part of it. Yeah.
That last part was like impromptu. Just I was just vibing at that point. Like I wasn't even there.
Yeah. I thought class was good.
I appreciate that. I mean, because you don't even have no more weights to lift in the gym, so you probably bored.
Nah,
What'd that say?
that's a lot of calories.
Says I burn 915 calories in an hour.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of calories.
That is a lot.
You can put me on blast now? 915 calories in an hour?
We're going to talk about it off camera.
Apparently,
Anyway.
that's what we're talking about.
So, anyways, you on social media? Nope. Okay. Well, anyway, y'all can follow me on Instagram, Arsenal by Kenyatta. Make sure you check out ArsenalOnDemand.com. Garners Garden, link will be in the bio. Probably bodybuilders. I'll put it all in there. Y'all can check it out. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in to this episode of Y'all Want to Talk About It. I'm going to get them to do that too. When? I don't know.
It's like both
Take
of them.
3. Like both of them.
Yeah.
We out here. Peace, love, and fire ants. Shout out to palm trees. You know how we do.